Title: Shadows of the Forgotten. Chapter 1: The Haunting of Hollow Hill. In the quiet town of Hollow Hill, nestled amidst rolling hills and dense forests, stood an old mansion. Shrouded in mystery, the Hawthorne Manor, as it was known, had long been abandoned, its crumbling facade a testament to the passage of time and the secrets it held within. For years, tales of strange occurrences and ghostly apparitions had surrounded Hawthorne Manor, whispered among the townsfolk like a dark secret. Some claimed to have seen shadowy figures moving through the halls at night, while others spoke of disembodied voices echoing in the darkness. Among the curious souls drawn to the mansion's enigmatic allure was Sarah Collins, a young woman with a passion for the supernatural. Armed with a keen intellect and an insatiable curiosity, she embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind the haunted mansion. As Sarah approached Hawthorne Manor, a sense of foreboding washed over her, sending shivers down her spine. The mansion loomed before her, its windows boarded up and its once grand gardens overgrown with weeds. With a deep breath, Sarah pushed open the rusty gate and stepped onto the overgrown path leading to the mansion's grand entrance. The air was heavy with the scent of decay, and the sound of her footsteps echoed ominously in the silence of the deserted estate. As she reached the front door, Sarah hesitated for a moment, her hand hovering over the worn doorknob. She could feel the weight of centuries of history pressing down upon her, a silent reminder of the mysteries that lay hidden within Hawthorne Manor's walls. Summoning her courage, Sarah pushed open the door and stepped into the foyer, her eyes scanning the dimly lit interior. The mansion was cloaked in darkness, save for slivers of moonlight that filtered through the boarded-up windows, casting eerie shadows across the floor. With a sense of trepidation, Sarah began to explore the mansion, her footsteps echoing through the empty halls like whispers of the past. Each room she entered seemed frozen in time, with faded wallpaper peeling from the walls and dust-covered furniture draped in cobwebs. But as Sarah delved deeper into the mansion's depths, she sensed a presence lurking in the shadows, watching her every move with unseen eyes. A chill ran down her spine as she realized that she was not alone in Hawthorne Manor, that something malevolent dwelled within its haunted halls. Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah pressed on, her heart pounding in her chest as she ventured further into the darkness. Little did she know, the secrets she sought would lead her down a path fraught with danger and despair, where the line between the living and the dead blurred and the shadows held unimaginable horrors. Chapter 2: The Whispering Voices. As Sarah continued to explore Hawthorne Manor, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The mansion seemed to come alive around her, its walls echoing with the whispers of the past and the faint sound of footsteps echoing in the distance. With each step she took, Sarah felt the weight of the mansion's history pressing down upon her, a silent reminder of the mysteries that lay hidden within its walls. But despite the growing sense of unease that gnawed at her insides, she pressed on, driven by a burning desire to uncover the truth. As she ventured deeper into the mansion, Sarah found herself drawn to a grand staircase that spiraled upwards towards the darkness above. With a sense of trepidation, she began to ascend, her footsteps echoing loudly in the silence of the deserted estate. As she reached the top of the staircase, Sarah's heart skipped a beat as she caught sight of a flickering light emanating from a nearby room. With a sense of urgency, she hurried towards it, her pulse quickening with each step. As she entered the room, Sarah's breath caught in her throat at the sight before her. The walls were adorned with faded tapestries and crumbling paintings, their colors muted by the passage of time. In the center of the room stood an ornate wooden desk, its surface covered in dust and cobwebs. But it was what lay upon the desk that sent a chill down Sarah's spine, a weathered journal bound in cracked leather, its pages yellowed with age. With trembling hands, she reached out and opened it, her eyes widening in shock as she read the words written upon its pages. The journal spoke of dark rituals and forbidden knowledge, of a secret society that delved into the occult in search of immortality and power. As Sarah delved deeper into its pages, she realized that she had stumbled upon something far more sinister than she had ever imagined. Suddenly, the air grew thick with an oppressive energy, and Sarah felt a cold hand close around her throat, squeezing the air from her lungs. With a gasp, she stumbled backward, her heart racing in her chest as she realized that she was not alone in the room. With a sense of dread, Sarah turned to flee, but as she reached the door, it slammed shut with a deafening thud, trapping her inside the room with whatever malevolent force lurked within. Hawthorne Manor's Haunted Halls. Chapter 3, The Curse of Hawthorne Manor. Trapped within the confines of the mysterious room, Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she searched frantically for a way to escape. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and the shadows seemed to twist and writhe around her like malevolent spirits. With trembling hands, Sarah reached for the door, but it remained firmly shut, its ancient wood resisting her every attempt to break free. Panic surged through her veins as she realized that she was at the mercy of whatever dark force held sway over Hawthorne Manor. As she turned to search for another exit, Sarah's eyes fell upon a faded tapestry hanging upon the wall. Intrigued, she approached it, her fingers tracing the intricate patterns woven into its fabric. But as she touched the tapestry, a searing pain shot through her mind, and she recoiled in horror. Visions flashed before her eyes, images of shadowy figures moving through the darkness, of blood-soaked rituals conducted in secret chambers deep beneath the mansion's foundations. Gasping for breath, Sarah stumbled backward, her heart pounding in her chest as she struggled to make sense of what she had seen. It was then that she realized the true nature of Hawthorne Manor, that it was not simply haunted, but cursed by forces far beyond her comprehension. With a newfound sense of determination, Sarah resolved to uncover the truth behind the curse that plagued Hawthorne Manor and the dark secrets that lay hidden within its walls. Little did she know, the answers she sought would lead her down a path fraught with danger and despair, where the line between reality and nightmare blurred and the shadows held unimaginable horrors. As she braced herself for the trials that lay ahead, Sarah knew that she would need to summon every ounce of courage and strength she possessed if she hoped to emerge from Hawthorne Manor's haunted halls unscathed. For the shadows held many secrets, and they would stop at nothing to keep them hidden from prying eyes. Chapter 4, The Ghosts of the Past. Determined to unravel the mysteries of Hawthorne Manor, Sarah delved deeper into its haunted halls, her footsteps echoing through the silence of the abandoned mansion. With each passing moment, the shadows seemed to grow darker, and the whispers of the past grew louder, their words swirling around her like a malevolent chorus. As she explored the mansion's hidden chambers and secret passages, Sarah encountered apparitions of long-dead residents, their ghostly forms flickering in and out of existence like fading memories. Some reached out to her with spectral hands, their faces twisted in anguish and despair, while others simply watched her with empty eyes, their silent accusations hanging heavy in the air. With a sense of trepidation, Sarah pressed on, driven by a burning desire to uncover the truth behind the curse that had befallen Hawthorne Manor and the dark forces that lurked within its walls. But with each new revelation, she realized that the mansion held secrets far more sinister than she had ever imagined. As she ventured deeper into the heart of the mansion, Sarah came upon a hidden chamber. Concealed behind a false wall, its entrance obscured by centuries of dust and decay. With trembling hands, she pushed aside the debris and stepped into the darkness beyond, her flashlight casting long shadows upon the walls. What she found within the chamber sent a chill down her spine, a makeshift altar adorned with occult symbols and ancient artifacts, their surfaces stained with dried blood. As she surveyed the scene before her, Sarah realized that she had stumbled upon the site of unspeakable horrors, where dark rituals had been conducted in the name of power and control. But as she moved to leave the chamber, a voice echoed through the darkness, cold and otherworldly. "You should not have come here, mortal," it whispered, sending shivers down Sarah's spine. With a sense of dread, Sarah turned to flee, but before she could reach the exit, the chamber began to tremble, its walls shaking violently as if possessed by some unseen force. With a cry of fear, Sarah stumbled backward, her heart pounding in her chest as she realized that she was trapped within the cursed confines of Hawthorne Manor. As the darkness closed in around her, Sarah knew that she would need to confront the horrors that lurked within the mansion's haunted halls if she hoped to escape with her life. For the shadows held many secrets, and they would stop at nothing to keep them hidden from prying eyes. Chapter 5, The Heart of Darkness. With the realization that she was trapped within the cursed confines of Hawthorne Manor, Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she searched frantically for a way to escape. The chamber trembled around her, its walls shaking violently as if possessed by some unseen force, and the air grew thick with an otherworldly energy that sent shivers down her spine. Summoning every ounce of courage she possessed, Sarah forced herself to remain calm as she surveyed her surroundings, searching for any sign of a way out. But the chamber was devoid of exits, its walls closing in around her like a prison, and the darkness seemed to grow darker with each passing moment. With a sense of desperation, Sarah turned to the altar at the center of the chamber, her eyes falling upon the occult symbols and ancient artifacts that adorned its surface. As she studied them, a sense of recognition washed over her, and she realized that they held the key to unlocking the secrets of Hawthorne Manor and the curse that had befallen it. With trembling hands, Sarah reached out and touched the artifacts, feeling a surge of energy course through her veins as she made contact with their ancient power. The air crackled with electricity, and the chamber seemed to pulse with an otherworldly light as she channeled the forces that lay dormant within. Suddenly, the walls of the chamber began to tremble, their surfaces shimmering and shifting like liquid as if responding to Sarah's command. With a sense of awe, she watched as a hidden doorway appeared before her, its entrance bathed in an ethereal glow that beckoned her forward. With a newfound sense of purpose, Sarah stepped through the doorway and into the darkness beyond, her heart pounding in her chest as she braced herself for the trials that lay ahead. For she knew that the path she had chosen would lead her to the heart of darkness, where the shadows held unimaginable horrors and the truth waited to be revealed. Chapter 6, The Curse Unleashed. As Sarah ventured deeper into the cursed confines of Hawthorne Manor, she encountered horrors beyond imagining, apparitions of long-dead residents, malevolent spirits that whispered curses upon her name, and dark entities that lurked in the shadows, their eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. With each passing moment, the darkness seemed to grow stronger, its grip tightening around her like a vice as she struggled to find a way out. But the mansion's haunted halls stretched on endlessly, twisting and turning in upon themselves like a labyrinth of nightmares, and Sarah knew that escape would not come easily. With a sense of desperation, Sarah pressed on, her resolve unwavering in the face of unspeakable horrors. She knew that she was the only one who could unravel the mysteries of Hawthorne Manor and put an end to the curse that had befallen it, and she would stop at nothing to succeed. As she ventured deeper into the heart of the mansion, Sarah came upon a hidden chamber, concealed deep beneath its foundations, its entrance guarded by ancient wards and arcane sigils. With trembling hands, she breached the barrier and stepped into the darkness beyond, her heart pounding in her chest as she braced herself for what lay ahead. What she found within the chamber sent a chill down her spine, a ritual circle etched into the stone floor, its surface stained with dried blood and surrounded by flickering candles that cast an eerie glow upon the scene. In the center of the circle lay a pedestal adorned with a dark crystal, its surface pulsating with an otherworldly energy that seemed to draw her in. With a sense of dread, Sarah approached the pedestal and reached out to touch the crystal, her fingers trembling with fear. But as she made contact with its surface, a surge of power coursed through her veins, and the chamber trembled around her as if in response to her touch. Suddenly, the air grew thick with an oppressive energy, and the shadows seemed to come alive around her, twisting and writhing like living creatures. With a cry of fear, Sarah stumbled backward, her heart pounding in her chest as she realized that she had unleashed something far more sinister than she had ever imagined. With a sense of horror, Sarah watched as the ritual circle began to glow with an otherworldly light, its surface pulsating with an ancient power that threatened to consume everything in its path. With each passing moment, the darkness grew stronger, its tendrils reaching out to ensnare her in its grasp, and Sarah knew that she was running out of time. With a sense of desperation, she summoned all of her strength and resolve and channeled it into a single act of defiance, reaching out to the crystal and pouring her own life force into its depths. With a blinding flash of light, the darkness was banished, and Sarah collapsed to the ground, her body drained of strength and her mind clouded with exhaustion. As she lay there, gasping for breath, Sarah realized that she had succeeded in breaking the curse that had plagued Hawthorne Manor for centuries. But with victory came a heavy price, and she knew that she would carry the scars of her ordeal with her for the rest of her days. With a sense of relief, Sarah closed her eyes and let the darkness claim her, knowing that she had faced her fears and emerged victorious in the end. For she had walked through the shadows and emerged into the light, a survivor of Hawthorne Manor's cursed halls and a testament to the power of the human spirit. And though the mansion lay silent and abandoned once more, its secrets buried beneath the weight of centuries, Sarah knew that its legacy would live on in the hearts and minds of those who dared to seek the truth. For the shadows held many secrets, and they would stop at nothing to keep them hidden from prying eyes. As she drifted into unconsciousness, Sarah whispered a silent prayer of thanks to the forces that had guided her through the darkness, knowing that she had faced her fears and emerged stronger for it. For she was a survivor of Hawthorne Manor's haunted halls, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, and nothing could ever take that away from her. And as the darkness closed in around her, Sarah knew that she would carry the memories of her ordeal with her for the rest of her days, a reminder of the price of curiosity and the dangers that lurked within the shadows of the forgotten. Title: Echoes of the Forgotten. Chapter 1: The Discovery. In the heart of the dense Amazon rainforest, where the canopy shrouded the ground in perpetual twilight, Dr. Evelyn Sinclair stood amidst a clearing, her eyes fixed on the ancient ruins before her. The air was thick with humidity, and the calls of exotic birds echoed through the trees. Evelyn, an esteemed archaeologist, had spent years searching for this lost city, and now, finally, she stood on the threshold of history. With every step she took towards the ruins, Evelyn felt a sense of anticipation building within her. She brushed aside the vines that obscured the entrance, revealing intricate carvings adorning the weathered stone walls. Symbols of a forgotten civilization stared back at her, their meaning lost to time. As she delved deeper into the ruins, Evelyn's excitement grew. She marveled at the advanced engineering and artistic skill of the ancient builders. But amidst the grandeur, there was an eerie sense of desolation that hung in the air, as if the city itself mourned its long-forgotten inhabitants. Her exploration led her to a chamber buried deep within the heart of the ruins. Inside, she discovered a trove of artifacts, pottery, jewelry, tools, all perfectly preserved by the dry, sheltered environment. But it was a single object, tucked away in a corner, that caught Evelyn's attention: a small, intricately carved amulet, pulsing with a faint, otherworldly glow. Fascinated, Evelyn reached out to touch the amulet, and as her fingers made contact, a surge of energy coursed through her body. Visions flashed before her eyes, scenes of ancient ceremonies, battles, and triumphs. She gasped, staggering back as the visions overwhelmed her senses. When the onslaught finally subsided, Evelyn found herself standing in the chamber, her heart racing with excitement and trepidation. What secrets did this amulet hold? And what ancient power had she unwittingly unleashed? Chapter 2: The Awakening. Back in her makeshift camp, Evelyn pored over her notes, her mind racing with possibilities. The discovery of the amulet had opened a door to a world she had only dreamed of, a world of magic and mystery, hidden beneath the surface of reality. But as she studied the ancient texts and inscriptions she had collected, Evelyn realized that the amulet was more than just a relic of the past. It was a key to unlocking the ancient powers that had long lain dormant in the world. Determined to learn more, Evelyn set out to unravel the secrets of the amulet. She consulted with experts from around the world, delving into obscure texts and forgotten lore in search of answers. And with each discovery, she felt herself drawn deeper into the enigma of the ancient civilization that had created the amulet. But as Evelyn's research progressed, so too did the forces that sought to keep the secrets of the past buried. Dark whispers began to circulate among the locals, tales of a curse that had befallen those who dared to disturb the ruins. And Evelyn herself began to experience strange phenomena. Whispers in the night, shadows that moved of their own accord, and a sense of unease that seemed to permeate the very air around her. Undeterred, Evelyn pressed on, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge. But as she delved Deeper into the mysteries of the amulet, she began to realize that she was not the only one who sought its power. Forces beyond her understanding were moving in the shadows, and if she was not careful, she risked awakening something ancient and terrible that should have remained forgotten. Chapter 3: The Confrontation. As Evelyn's research brought her closer to uncovering the true nature of the amulet, she found herself drawn into a web of intrigue and deception that spanned centuries. Secret societies, rival archaeologists, and dark cults all vied for control of the artifact, each seeking to harness its power for their own ends. But Evelyn refused to be swayed by their machinations. With the help of a small team of trusted allies, she embarked on a quest to unlock the secrets of the amulet before it fell into the wrong hands. Together, they deciphered ancient texts, unraveled complex rituals, and braved deadly traps in their pursuit of knowledge. Yet as they drew closer to their goal, the forces arrayed against them grew ever more desperate. Dark omens heralded their approach, and Evelyn knew that they were running out of time. But she refused to give up hope, for she knew that the fate of the world itself hung in the balance. Finally, after months of tireless effort, Evelyn and her team stood on the brink of success. They had unlocked the final mystery of the amulet, and now, all that remained was to confront the dark forces that sought to claim it for their own. With a sense of grim determination, Evelyn led her team into the heart of the ruins, where a final confrontation awaited them. The air crackled with magic as they faced off against their enemies, each side poised to unleash their full power in a battle that would determine the fate of the world. And as the first blows were struck, Evelyn knew that they would need every ounce of strength and courage to emerge victorious. For in the depths of the ancient ruins, where echoes of the past whispered through the shadows, the true test of their resolve had only just begun. Chapter 4: The Hidden Crypt. As the sun dipped behind the horizon, casting long shadows across the dense forest, Sarah and Jack pressed forward into the unknown. The map they had acquired from the old library hinted at a hidden crypt deep within the woods, rumored to hold ancient artifacts of unimaginable power. The dense foliage seemed to close in around them, swallowing the fading light. Sarah tightened her grip on her backpack, feeling the weight of their mission pressing down on her shoulders. "Do you think we're getting close?" she whispered, her voice barely audible over the rustling leaves. Jack scanned the map, his brow furrowed in concentration. According to this, the crypt should be just ahead, hidden beneath the cover of an ancient oak tree. Their footsteps fell silent as they approached the designated spot. The air grew thick with anticipation as they searched for any sign of the hidden entrance. Suddenly, Jack's foot caught on something protruding from the ground, sending him stumbling forward. "Careful," Sarah hissed, reaching out to steady him. But as Jack regained his balance, his eyes fell upon the ground where he had tripped. There, partially obscured by fallen leaves and moss, lay a weathered stone slab, adorned with strange symbols. "This must be it," he breathed, his excitement palpable. Together, they cleared away the debris, revealing a narrow staircase leading down into the darkness below. With a shared glance, they descended into the depths of the earth, their hearts pounding with anticipation. As they reached the bottom of the staircase, they found themselves in a vast chamber, illuminated by flickering torches mounted along the walls. The air was thick with the scent of ancient dust, and Sarah shivered involuntarily. "Look at this," Jack exclaimed, pointing to a stone altar at the center of the chamber. Upon it rested a gleaming artifact, pulsating with an otherworldly energy. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she approached the altar, her fingers trembling as she reached out to touch the artifact. But before she could make contact, a voice echoed through the chamber, sending chills down her spine. "Who dares to disturb the sanctity of this place?" Startled, Sarah and Jack spun around to see a figure emerging from the shadows, cloaked in darkness. Chapter 5: The Guardian of Secrets. The figure stepped forward, its form shrouded in darkness, making it impossible for Sarah and Jack to discern any features. Fear gripped Sarah's heart as she instinctively stepped back, her hand reaching for the knife strapped to her belt. "We mean no harm," Jack said, his voice steady despite the tremor of uncertainty in the air. "We seek only to uncover the truth of this place." The figure regarded them in silence for a moment, its gaze piercing through the darkness like twin beams of moonlight. Then, with a slow, deliberate motion, it raised a hand, beckoning them closer. You are brave to venture here, the figure intoned, its voice resonating with an ancient wisdom. But the secrets of the script are not easily obtained. Only those deemed worthy may lay claim to its treasures. Sarah felt a shiver run down her spine as the figure's words washed over her. What did it mean by worthy? And what trials awaited them in this hidden realm? We are willing to face whatever challenges lie ahead, she said, her voice steady despite the uncertainty gnawing at her insides. The figure nodded, as if acknowledging their resolve. Very well. But know this, the path to enlightenment is fraught with peril. Only by overcoming the trials that await you can you hope to unlock the true power of this place. With that, the figure vanished back into the shadows, leaving Sarah and Jack alone once more. They exchanged a wary glance, steeling themselves for whatever lay ahead. Chapter 6, Trials of the Crypt. As Sarah and Jack stood before the altar, the weight of the figure's words hung heavy in the air. What trials awaited them in this crypt, and were they truly prepared to face them? We need to proceed with caution, Sarah said, her voice low as she surveyed their surroundings. Jack nodded in agreement, his gaze flickering to the artifact resting upon the altar. But we can't afford to hesitate. The longer we delay, the greater the risk of someone else discovering this place. With a shared resolve, they turned their attention to the task at hand. The artifact pulsed with an otherworldly energy, casting an ethereal glow across the chamber. Sarah reached out, her fingers trembling as they brushed against its smooth surface. But before she could grasp it, the ground beneath their feet began to tremble, sending shockwaves rippling through the chamber. Sarah stumbled backward, her heart pounding in her chest as she struggled to maintain her balance. What's happening? She cried, her voice barely audible over the deafening roar of shifting stone. Jack scanned their surroundings, his eyes widening in realization. It's a trap. We need to get out of here, now. With adrenaline coursing through their veins, Sarah and Jack raced for the staircase, their footsteps echoing off the walls as they fled the crumbling chamber behind them. But as they reached the top of the stairs, they found their path blocked by a massive stone door, sealed shut by some unseen force. We're trapped, Sarah exclaimed, her voice rising in panic. But Jack refused to give in to despair. With a determined expression, he turned back to the door, searching for any sign of weakness. And then, as if guided by some unseen hand, his fingers brushed against a hidden mechanism, causing the door to groan and creak as it slowly began to slide open. With a collective gasp of relief, Sarah and Jack squeezed through the narrow opening, emerging into the cool night air outside. They collapsed onto the forest floor, their chests heaving with exertion as they stared up at the star-filled sky above. We made it, Sarah breathed, her voice filled with wonder. But as they caught their breath, a new realization dawned upon them. The trials of the crypt were far from over, and the true challenges still lay ahead. Chapter 7, The Forest of Shadows. As dawn broke over the horizon, casting a golden hue across the forest, Sarah and Jack set out once more, their resolve strengthened by the trials they had faced the night before. With the map as their guide, they pressed deeper into the heart of the woods, determined to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within. But as they journeyed onward, a sense of unease settled over them like a heavy shroud. The forest seemed to come alive around them, the ancient trees whispering secrets in a language they could not comprehend. We're getting closer, Jack said, his voice low as he scanned the map for any sign of their destination. Sarah nodded in agreement, her eyes flickering to the shadows that danced at the edge of her vision. But something doesn't feel right. It's like we're being watched. Jack's grip tightened on his backpack, his senses on high alert as they pressed forward. And then, as if in response to Sarah's words, a low growl echoed through the trees, freezing them in their tracks. They exchanged a wary glance, their hearts pounding in their chests as they searched for the source of the sound. And then, emerging from the shadows, they saw it, a massive wolf, its eyes. Title: Echoes of Eternity. Chapter 1, The Awakening. In the sleepy town of Everwood, nestled amidst ancient forests and rolling hills, a young woman named Emily awoke to find herself in the midst of a strange and vivid dream. In the dream, she found herself standing in a vast and desolate landscape, surrounded by towering cliffs and swirling mists that obscured the horizon. As Emily gazed out into the distance, she felt a sense of unease wash over her, a feeling that she was being watched by unseen eyes. With a shiver, she wrapped her arms around herself and began to explore her surroundings, her footsteps echoing off the barren rocks as she ventured deeper into the unknown. But as she moved further into the dream, Emily began to sense a strange presence lurking in the shadows, a feeling of darkness that seemed to seep into her very soul. With each passing moment, the feeling grew stronger, until it felt as though she were being consumed by the darkness itself. With a cry of fear, Emily jolted awake, her heart racing in her chest as she struggled to make sense of what she had experienced. It had felt so real, so vivid, as though she had truly been transported to another world. But as she looked around her familiar bedroom, she realized that it had all been a dream unlike any she had ever had before. Shaken but determined to shake off the lingering unease, Emily got out of bed and began to prepare for the day ahead. Little did she know, the strange dream was just the beginning of an adventure that would take her beyond the boundaries of her imagination and into a world of magic and mystery. Chapter 2: The Enchanted Forest. As Emily made her way through the streets of Everwood, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was different, that the world around her had shifted in some fundamental way. The air seemed to crackle with an otherworldly energy, and the trees whispered secrets that she could not understand. With a sense of curiosity burning in her heart, Emily set out into the nearby forest, drawn by an irresistible pull that seemed to beckon her deeper into the unknown. The trees loomed overhead like ancient sentinels, their branches swaying in the breeze as though they were alive. As Emily ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, she began to notice strange and wondrous sights: a grove of luminous mushrooms that glowed with an ethereal light, a stream that sparkled like liquid silver in the sunlight, and a clearing filled with flowers that bloomed in every color of the rainbow. But it was what lay at the center of the clearing that caught Emily's attention: a towering tree with branches that reached up to the sky, its trunk etched with symbols and sigils that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. With a sense of awe, Emily approached the tree and reached out to touch its bark, feeling a surge of power course through her veins as she made contact with its surface. Suddenly, the air grew thick with magic, and the ground beneath Emily's feet began to tremble as though in response to her touch. With a cry of surprise, she stumbled backward, her heart pounding in her chest as she realized that she had stumbled upon something far greater than she had ever imagined. Chapter 3: The Guardian of the Grove. As Emily gazed up at the towering tree before her, she sensed a presence lurking in the shadows, a presence that seemed to watch her every move with keen interest. With a sense of trepidation, she scanned the clearing, her eyes darting from tree to tree in search of the source of the strange sensation. And then, she saw it, a figure standing amidst the foliage, its form shrouded in shadow and its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. With a gasp, Emily took a step backward, her heart pounding in her chest as she realized that she was not alone in the enchanted forest. But as she stared at the figure before her, she sensed no malice in its gaze, only curiosity and a hint of amusement. With a sense of caution, Emily approached the figure and held out her hand in greeting, unsure of what to expect. To her surprise, the figure reached out and clasped her hand in its own, its touch warm and comforting against her skin. With a smile that seemed to light up the clearing, the figure introduced itself as Arian, guardian of the Grove of Dreams and protector of the ancient tree. With a sense of wonder, Emily listened as Arian explained the nature of the enchanted forest and the role of the tree at its center. He spoke of a powerful magic that flowed through the land, connecting all living things in a delicate web of energy and light. But he also spoke of a darkness that threatened to consume the forest, a malevolent force that sought to corrupt the magic and twist it to its own sinister ends. With a heavy heart, Emily realized that her strange dream and the events that had followed were no mere coincidence, but a sign of the greater danger that loomed on the horizon. Determined to aid Arian in his quest to protect the forest, Emily pledged herself to the cause, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Little did she know, the fate of the enchanted forest and all who dwelled within it rested in her hands, and the journey that lay ahead would test her courage and strength in ways she could never have imagined. Chapter 4: The Quest for the Relics. With the guidance of Arian, guardian of the Grove of Dreams, Emily set out on a quest to gather the relics of power scattered throughout the enchanted forest. These ancient artifacts, infused with magic and mystery, held the key to unlocking the true potential of the grove and thwarting the darkness that threatened to consume it. Their journey took them through dense forests and treacherous swamps, across shimmering rivers and towering mountains, as they sought out the relics hidden within the depths of the land. Along the way, they encountered all manner of creatures and beings, some friendly and welcoming, others hostile and dangerous, but through it all, Emily remained steadfast in her determination to complete her quest. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, Emily began to sense a growing unease in the air, a feeling that they were being watched by unseen eyes. With each passing moment, the shadows seemed to grow darker, and the whispers of the trees grew louder, their words filled with a sense of urgency and warning. But despite the dangers that lurked around every corner, Emily pressed on, her heart filled with a sense of purpose and her mind focused on the task at hand. With Arian by her side, she knew that she could overcome any obstacle that stood in her way, and together, they forged ahead into the unknown. At last, after many days of travel and countless trials and tribulations, Emily and Arian reached their destination, a hidden glade deep within the heart of the enchanted forest, where the final relic awaited them. As they approached the glade, they could feel a powerful energy emanating from within, beckoning them forward with a sense of urgency and purpose. With a sense of determination, Emily stepped into the glade and beheld the relic before her, a shining crystal orb, pulsating with an otherworldly light that seemed to dance and shimmer in the air. With trembling hands, she reached out to touch the orb, feeling a surge of power course through her veins as she made contact with its surface. Suddenly, the air grew thick with magic, and the ground beneath Emily's feet began to tremble as though in response to her touch. With a gasp, she stumbled backward, her heart pounding in her chest as she realized that she had unlocked the true potential of the relic and unleashed its power upon the world. Chapter 5: The Rise of Darkness. With the relics of power gathered and the magic of the enchanted forest unleashed, Emily and Arian returned to the Grove of Dreams, ready to confront the darkness that threatened to consume it. But as they approached the ancient tree at the center of the grove, they were met with a sight that filled them with dread. The tree's branches were withered and blackened, its leaves wilted and lifeless. With a heavy heart, Emily realized that they had arrived too late. The darkness had already taken hold of the grove, its malevolent influence spreading like a cancer throughout the land. With each passing moment, the shadows seemed to grow darker, and the air grew thick with an oppressive energy that sapped the strength from their bodies. Determined to save the grove from destruction, Emily and Arian set out to confront the source of the darkness and put an end to its reign of terror once and for all. With the relics of power in their possession and the magic of the enchanted forest at their disposal, they knew that they stood a chance of defeating the darkness and restoring balance to the land. Their journey took them through twisted corridors and winding tunnels, past ancient ruins and forgotten temples, as they sought out the heart of the darkness and prepared to face whatever dangers lay ahead. Along the way, they encountered all manner of creatures and beings, some friendly and welcoming, others hostile and dangerous, but through it all, Emily remained steadfast in her determination to complete her quest. At last, after many trials and tribulations, Emily and Arian reached their destination, the heart of the darkness, a towering fortress shrouded in shadows and surrounded by an impenetrable barrier of darkness. With a sense of trepidation, they approached the fortress and prepared to confront whatever lay within. But as they crossed the threshold and entered the darkness, they were met with a sight that filled them with horror. The source of the darkness was none other than a powerful sorcerer, corrupted by his lust for power and consumed by the shadows that surrounded him. With a cry of defiance, Emily and Arian launched themselves into battle, their weapons flashing in the darkness as they fought with all their strength and skill. But the sorcerer was a formidable foe, his dark magic twisting and turning against them with every blow, and it soon became clear that victory would not come easily. As they battled against the darkness, Emily and Arian realized that they would need to find a way to weaken the sorcerer's power and break through his defenses if they hoped to defeat him. With a sense of determination, they called upon the relics of power and unleashed their magic upon the fortress, shattering the barrier of darkness and exposing the sorcerer to the light of day. With a triumphant cry, Emily and Arian pressed their advantage, their weapons striking true as they fought to bring an end to the sorcerer's reign of terror once and for all. And as the darkness began to fade and the light of dawn broke through the clouds, they knew that they had emerged victorious, their courage and determination shining brightly in the face of adversity. Chapter 6: The Restoration of Balance. With the darkness defeated and the Grove of Dreams restored to its former glory, Emily and Arian stood amidst the ruins of the sorcerer's fortress, their hearts filled with a sense of pride and accomplishment. But their journey was far from over, and they knew that they still had much work to do if they hoped to ensure the continued peace and prosperity of the enchanted forest. With the relics of power returned to their rightful place within the grove, Emily and Arian set out to rebuild what had been lost and heal the wounds inflicted by the darkness. Together, they worked tirelessly to mend the broken branches of the ancient tree, to replant the wilting flowers and revitalize the once vibrant landscape. But as they labored to restore balance to the land, they were met with a new challenge, a group of disgruntled creatures and beings who had allied themselves with the sorcerer and sought to disrupt their efforts at every turn. With a sense of determination, Emily and Arian confronted their adversaries head-on, using their wits and their magic to overcome every obstacle that stood in their way. And as they fought to protect the grove and all who dwelled within it, they began to forge new alliances and strengthen old friendships, uniting the inhabitants of the enchanted forest in a common cause. Together, they worked to rebuild their homes and their lives, to create a future filled with hope and possibility. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Emily and Arian watched with pride as the Grove of Dreams blossomed once more, its beauty and vitality restored for all to see. And though they knew that their journey had been long and difficult, they also knew that it had been worth it, for they had proven that even in the darkest of times, the light of hope and courage would always shine through. And as they stood beneath the branches of the ancient tree, watching as the sun set behind the distant mountains, they knew that they had achieved something truly remarkable, that they had brought balance and harmony to the enchanted forest, and that their legacy would live on for generations to come. For in the end, it was not the relics of power or the magic of the enchanted forest that had saved them, it was the strength of their friendship, the power of their love, and the unwavering belief that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn will always come. And as they gazed out into the fading light, Emily and Arian knew that their journey was far from over, but they also knew that they would face whatever challenges lay ahead together, side by side, for eternity. Chapter 7: The Eternal Bond. With the enchanted forest restored to its former glory and the darkness defeated, Emily and Arian stood amidst the beauty of the Grove of Dreams, their hearts filled with a sense of peace and contentment. But even as they celebrated their victory, they knew that their journey was far from over, and that they still had much to learn and discover about the world around them. With the relics of power returned to their rightful place within the grove, Emily and Arian set out on a new quest, to explore the far reaches of the enchanted forest and uncover its many secrets and mysteries. Along the way, they encountered all manner of creatures and beings, from wise old wizards to mischievous sprites, each one offering a new perspective on the world and its wonders. But amidst the beauty and wonder of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian also faced new challenges and dangers, from treacherous swamps to towering mountains, each one testing their courage and resolve in ways they had never imagined. But with each trial they overcame, they grew stronger and more determined to fulfill their destiny and protect the land they loved. As they journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian began to uncover the true nature of the magic that flowed through the land, a magic that bound all living things together in a delicate web of energy and light. With each discovery, they gained a deeper understanding of the world around them, and a newfound appreciation for the beauty and wonder of nature. But amidst the beauty and wonder of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian also encountered new threats and challenges, dark forces that sought to corrupt the magic and twist it to their own sinister ends. With each new adversary they faced, they fought with all their strength and skill, determined to protect the land and its inhabitants from harm. And through it all, their bond grew stronger and more unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the trials of their journey. For they knew that as long as they stood together, nothing could ever hope to defeat them, and that their love would endure for eternity. Chapter 8: The Endless Adventure. As Emily and Arian journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, they encountered all manner of wonders and mysteries, ancient ruins hidden beneath the earth, forgotten temples shrouded in mist, and hidden groves filled with the laughter of fairies and the song of birds. But amidst the beauty and wonder of their surroundings, they also faced new challenges and dangers, from treacherous swamps to towering mountains, each one testing their courage and resolve in ways they had never imagined. But with each trial they overcame, they grew stronger and more determined to fulfill their destiny and protect the land they loved. And as they journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, they began to uncover the true nature of the magic that flowed through the land, a magic that bound all living things together in a delicate web of energy and light. With each discovery, they gained a deeper understanding of the world around them, and a newfound appreciation for the beauty and wonder of nature. But amidst the beauty and wonder of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian also encountered new threats and challenges, dark forces that sought to corrupt the magic and twist it to their own sinister ends. With each new adversary they faced, they fought with all their strength and skill, determined to protect the land and its inhabitants from harm. And through it all, their bond grew stronger and more unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the trials of their journey. For they knew that as long as they stood together, nothing could ever hope to defeat them, and that their love would endure for eternity. As they journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian knew that their adventure was far from over, and that new challenges and dangers awaited them at every turn. But with each new trial they faced it with courage and determination, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything that stood in their way. And as they ventured forth into the unknown, hand in hand and heart in heart, they knew that their journey would never truly end, for theirs was an adventure without end, a tale of love and friendship that would endure for all time. For in the heart of the enchanted forest, anything was possible, and the magic of their bond would carry them through even the darkest of nights, guiding them ever onward on their endless adventure. Chapter 9: The Legacy of Legends. As Emily and Arian continued their journey through the enchanted forest, they encountered all manner of wonders and mysteries, from ancient ruins to hidden groves filled with the laughter of fairies and the song of birds. But amidst the beauty and wonder of their surroundings, they also faced new challenges and dangers, from treacherous swamps to towering mountains, each one testing their courage and resolve in ways they had never imagined. But with each trial they overcame, they grew stronger and more determined to fulfill their destiny and protect the land they loved. And as they journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, they began to uncover the true nature of the magic that flowed through the land, a magic that bound all living things together in a delicate web of energy and light. With each discovery, they gained a deeper understanding of the world around them, and a newfound appreciation for the beauty and wonder of nature. But amidst the beauty and wonder of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian also encountered new threats and challenges, dark forces that sought to corrupt the magic and twist it to their own sinister ends. With each new adversary they faced, they fought with all their strength and skill, determined to protect the land and its inhabitants from harm. And through it all, their bond grew stronger and more unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the trials of their journey. For they knew that as long as they stood together, nothing could ever hope to defeat them, and that their love would endure for eternity. And as they journeyed forth into the unknown, hand in hand and heart in heart, they knew that their legacy would live on for generations to come, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and love. For in the heart of the enchanted forest, anything was possible, and the magic of their bond would carry them through even the darkest of nights, guiding them ever onward on their endless adventure. Chapter 10: The Eternal Return. As Emily and Arian journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, they encountered all manner of wonders and mysteries, from ancient ruins to hidden groves filled with the laughter of fairies and the song of birds. But amidst the beauty and wonder of their surroundings, they also faced new challenges and dangers, from treacherous swamps to towering mountains, each one testing their courage and resolve in ways they had never imagined. But with each trial they overcame, they grew stronger and more determined to fulfill their destiny and protect the land they loved. And as they journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, they began to uncover the true nature of the magic that flowed through the land, a magic that bound all living things together in a delicate web of energy and light. With each discovery, they gained a deeper understanding of the world around them, and a newfound appreciation for the beauty and wonder of nature. But amidst the beauty and wonder of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian also encountered new threats and challenges, dark forces that sought to corrupt the magic and twist it to their own sinister ends. With each new adversary they faced, they fought with all their strength and skill, determined to protect the land and its inhabitants from harm. And through it all, their bond grew stronger and more unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the trials of their journey. For they knew that as long as they stood together, nothing could ever hope to defeat them, and that their love would endure for eternity. And as they journeyed forth into the unknown, hand in hand and heart in heart, they knew that their legacy would live on for generations to come, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and love. For in the heart of the enchanted forest, anything was possible, and the magic of their bond would carry them through even the darkest of nights, guiding them ever onward on their endless adventure. Chapter 11. The Endless Odyssey. As Emily and Arian continued their journey through the enchanted forest, they encountered all manner of wonders and mysteries, from ancient ruins to hidden groves filled with the laughter of fairies and the song of birds. But amidst the beauty and wonder of their surroundings, they also faced new challenges and dangers, from treacherous swamps to towering mountains, each one testing their courage and resolve in ways they had never imagined. But with each trial they overcame, they grew stronger and more determined to fulfill their destiny and protect the land they loved. And as they journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, they began to uncover the true nature of the magic that flowed through the land, a magic that bound all living things together in a delicate web of energy and light. With each discovery, they gained a deeper understanding of the world around them, and a newfound appreciation for the beauty and wonder of nature. But amidst the beauty and wonder of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian also encountered new threats and challenges, dark forces that sought to corrupt the magic and twist it to their own sinister ends. With each new adversary they faced, they fought with all their strength and skill, determined to protect the land and its inhabitants from harm. And through it all, their bond grew stronger and more unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the trials of their journey. For they knew that as long as they stood together, nothing could ever hope to defeat them, and that their love would endure for eternity. And as they journeyed forth into the unknown, hand in hand and heart in heart, they knew that their legacy would live on for generations to come, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and love. For in the heart of the enchanted forest, anything was possible, and the magic of their bond would carry them through even the darkest of nights, guiding them ever onward on their endless adventure. Chapter 12. The Eternal Wanderers. As Emily and Arian continued their journey through the enchanted forest, they encountered all manner of wonders and mysteries, from ancient ruins to hidden groves filled with the laughter of fairies and the song of birds. But amidst the beauty and wonder of their surroundings, they also faced new challenges and dangers, from treacherous swamps to towering mountains, each one testing their courage and resolve in ways they had never imagined. But with each trial they overcame, they grew stronger and more determined to fulfill their destiny and protect the land they loved. And as they journeyed deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest, they began to uncover the true nature of the magic that flowed through the land, a magic that bound all living things together in a delicate web of energy and light. With each discovery, they gained a deeper understanding of the world around them, and a newfound appreciation for the beauty and wonder of nature. But amidst the beauty and wonder of the enchanted forest, Emily and Arian also encountered new threats and challenges, dark forces that sought to corrupt the magic and twist it to their own sinister ends. With each new adversary they faced, they fought with all their strength and skill, determined to protect the land and its inhabitants from harm. And through it all, their bond grew stronger and more unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the trials of their journey. For they knew that as long as they stood together, nothing could ever hope to defeat them, and that their love would endure for eternity. And as they journeyed forth into the unknown, hand in hand and heart in heart, they knew that their legacy would live on for generations to come, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and love. For in the heart of the enchanted forest, anything was possible, and the magic of their bond would carry them through even the darkest of nights, guiding them ever onward on their endless adventure.